I'm about to give you an amazingly simple way to bring a smile to your students' faces as they enter your classroom so that you can help your students bring some positivity into their day. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. What do the arts have to do with learning in SEL? Oh, so much. Join me as we explore the depths of how these things come together through SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. We'll look at the mindset, the methods, and the integrations that make SEAL so effective. So plug yourself in. It's time to get inspired. Hello, everybody. Elizabeth Peterson here from the Inspired Classrooms podcast. I'm excited to talk about this really simple way that you can just help your students walk into your classroom and have a really great surprise and smile as they come in. Here's the thing. You see, so many teachers can forget how powerful greetings can be in their classroom. And it's understandable, right? Because maybe you get caught up in, prepping your room for whatever tasks and activities and just things that are about to happen. Sometimes we just plain forget to walk over to the doorway or the entrance to your room until kids are starting to fly into your classroom. Sometimes even if you stand at the entrance to your classroom, the kids can just seem to rush right in and you don't even really have that moment to say hello, make some eye contact, give them that opportunity to say hello back to you. That's just kind of how it can work every once in a while, right? But here's the thing, when you don't take the time to actually greet your students, you're missing out on what could be the most important touch point that you actually have with your kids and establishing their place inside of your classroom. And this is true whether you have your students all day, every day, or for a 45-minute period, or even if you see them only once a week in whatever rotation you have with your students. No matter how often or how not often you see a particular set of students or class of students, it really does help to greet them into your classroom, and it just gives you that moment where you can really check in with your students right away. And in order to help with greeting kids, we go over all kinds of strategies that work inside that first wave or pillar of the SEAL teacher training course. That's the wave where we focus in on really strengthening the SEAL teacher mindset, which involves so many things from, your own personal mindset, your own professional mindset, understanding your role as a teacher, but also with that internal part of your mindset. It also has to do with how you have your classroom, the external, and also how you just kind of get the routines in place inside your classroom, which really supports that safe learning community. Well, today what I want to share with you is a brand new resource that I just dropped inside my TPT store that can add a little bit of fun to greeting your students. And I'm going to share this with you today and also share some of the fun ways that you can use this new resource in other parts of your teaching as well. So these are so simple and literally you can use them tomorrow. Okay, so what these are positive message cards. And basically they're these beautifully designed by our team, beautifully designed cards that have positive messages on them. Some are built for being inspirational, some are built to be motivational, and some are built and designed simply for greeting your students and just welcoming them in. We've got pages that are full color, beautiful, and we also have black and white, or I should actually say kind of grayscale versions that are really easy to print out so that you can use them. So I want to share with you ways that you can use them, all right? Because first of all, these are great for greeting your students. And I'm telling you, I've used these in my own classroom many times, and they just bring an instant smile to my students' faces. So using them as a greeting, so easy. Print them, cut them out, and hand each student their own card as they enter the classroom, whether that's in the morning or even, after lunchtime, whenever you see your students, just hand them one of these beautiful cards that will just give them a little bit of positivity. This can really help to set that positive tone for the day or for your class period, and it really makes students feel valued and supported. What I like to do is also, after I've printed them out, and sometimes I'll print them on like cardstock to kind of make them be a little bit more durable. After I print them and cut them out, I might like turn them over if I have an extra minute. I'll turn them over and I'll just sign my name or even put the date or whatever it might be, just to let them know and kind of personalize it too. You can decide if you want to put the student's name, because there's so many unique cards inside this resource that we wanted to make sure that there would be one unique one for every single kid in your classroom. So you could take the time and kind of like specially pick out certain cards or sayings for each individual student. You can put their names on the back, or you can just pass them out like whatever's on the top of your deck as your kids are passing by you. I love these because, especially when you print them out on cardstock, because what I find is that students treasure these, right? This isn't really something you would do every single day, but it is something you might do, I don't know, once a month, maybe once a week, maybe once a quarter, just as that little extra special thing that the students can look forward to. And like I was saying, what I love is when a student will hold on to it. Right? I've had students use them as little bookmarks. Some will shove it into their desk and then they find it when they're cleaning out their desks and it's all, bent and everything. But again, when they find it again, it brings a smile to their face. It's just such a nice thing. There are about 10 other ways that you can use these cards too. And I outline them all inside this resource itself. But I want to share with you 3 more ways to use these types of positive message cards in your classroom. So let's take a look at a couple other ways. So one is this idea of a random act of kindness, right? You can surprise your students by just leaving a message card on their desk or maybe in their cubby, so that when they return from, maybe if you have students that go to lunch or recess and then come back to your classroom, they'll find a little surprise. Sometimes I'll just, like surreptitiously walk around the room and leave a little note on a kid's desk. It's just kind of something to kind of just boost them up. Because something like this that's unexpected can really brighten their day and create that positive atmosphere inside your classroom, right? Another way to use these is for that added extra motivation or encouragement that some students need. If you have a student that's struggling with a particular task or a particular subject, or just like having one of those days, giving them one of the motivational cards can really just give them a little nudge of positivity, right? It can just really let them know that you are indeed thinking about them and you're kind of rooting for them too. Another way to use these is, I love this one, reflection and goal setting. Now, this is where I love to have the students actually do some reflection in their SEAL journals. I try and do this a couple of times a week. Remember, I'm a classroom teacher, so I see my kids all day, every day. So we have our own SEAL journals, and I encourage the students to write in them whenever the moment feels right for them, if they need to. And I also will have sometimes where I have little assignments for them. And so this is another idea to use with your positive message cards, and that's have the students to choose a card that really speaks to them, and then use it for a prompt so that they can do some reflection or maybe even do some goal setting. And I think that when you give students a moment to kind of look at the sayings that are on the cards and kind of think about what that means to them, it can really help them to, just make a little connection with that type of thing. All right, I know I said I would give you 3 more ideas aside from the greeting, but I do have one more. I want to share this one more. Like I said, there's like 11 different ideas inside the resource, but this one is kind of a nice one. It's where you have some kind of jar, like a positive affirmation jar, and you put this jar somewhere in the classroom where the students can access it, or maybe, it's behind your desk and you can take it out every once in a while, and have this jar just filled with all these positive message cards, and then encourage the students to just kind of go in and fish one out and read it when they need a boost of confidence or they need a little bit of positivity. So simple ideas. There are 5 ways that I just shared with you about how to use these positive message cards. And if you want to have your own copy of these unique cards, there's 48 completely different cards that you can grab. Then go check out the link in the description. That will lead you right to the cards that are in my TPT store. I think you'll really enjoy actually just enjoy looking through them. They're fun to look at, and then certainly be able to use them in your classroom. I think that, the more we can do some of these small little gestures of kindness for our students and sharing these moments of positivity and connection with our kids, the better. And that truly is what is, one of the foundations of what SEAL is building those connections in different ways, in creative and artistic ways, so that your students can just have that feeling of being cared for, valued, and in a safe learning community. All right, that's it for me for today. If you have any questions or would like to share your insights on how you might use some cards like this in your classroom, by all means, add to the comments or DM me. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Can't wait to talk again. Thanks so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe as we continue talking about arts, learning, and SEL through SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. If you want to learn more, go to theinspiredclassroom.com. My name's Elizabeth Peterson, reminding you to get inspired so that you can be inspiring to your students.